A subscriber asked me, what's the difference between 어쨌든 and 아무튼? Both of these words translate as anyway. First, thank you to my Patreon and channel supporters for helping to keep the lights on here. And if you are also interested in supporting me and this channel, I'll put links in the video description for how you can do that. So then what's the difference? Well, they both mean anyway. And if you're trying to just say anyway, you can use either one. And that's it. Thanks for watching. No. So they do both mean anyway, but there are some slight differences. Okay, so first of all, let's actually talk about 아무튼. This one means anyway, and it's used when you're going to change the topic of a conversation. So when you use it, blah, 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 아무튼, it sounds like you're talking about something else. Now, if you're speaking slang, this word also commonly gets shortened to just 아무튼. But again, it's only for casual usage. Next, 어쨌든 also means anyway. And just like 아무튼, it's also used when you're changing the topic of the conversation. So you say, blah, blah, 어쨌든, and now you start to talk about something else. Okay, so far these seem exactly the same except for this shortened version. But here's where they're different. 어쨌든 has one additional meaning that 아무튼 does not. And it can mean no matter what you do, or whatever you do. And the way that it's used to do that is it'll be in the sentence, but not as the very first word. Normally, when you start a sentence with anyway, it's the first word in the sentence, but if you ever see this and it's not the first word in a sentence, you know that it's being used to mean that. However, if you're a beginning learner, I would just ignore this fact completely. You can think of this additional meaning as literally 어떻게 했든. So no matter what you do or whatever you do. So let me give you a quick example of that. 비가 오든, so whether it rains or not, 어떻게 했든. Here, 비가 오든 어쨌든 나는 갈 거야. So no matter if it rains or no matter what happens, I am going to go. But I need to say, this sort of usage to mean this is not really that common. Now, I've seen some resources that teach it, including now my videos, but it's not really commonly used. So just be aware of it, but I wouldn't worry about it. Instead, though, if you want to express this sort of whether or not, or no matter what, just use the regular 튼 ending, which I have videos about. Or you can use the particle 도, meaning even if you do something. Okay, is that it? Well, we still need to talk about one more word, or actually it's kind of three words, and that is 하여튼, or also 여하튼, which is just these first two switched, and 하여간, which also can all mean anyway. So what are these? Well, these are used to change the topic of the conversation. They show that you're going to start talking about something else, just like the other two. However, since these come from 한자, it actually is slightly more formal, a little bit less informal, I'll say, than the other two. Note, you also might see another version of this, and that is 여튼. This is the same thing, just shortened, and it's only used in speech, so think slang. You're not going to be using this to your boss or anything like that. It sounds a bit strong compared to the other ones, so don't use it, I'd say, but definitely know it. So in summary, all of the words that we learn mean anyway, and that's pretty much all you need to know. But there is one more word I want to talk about, and that is kurona 저러나, which is often shortened to just 그나저나. This one also means anyway, so it's used when you're changing the topic of a conversation and you're going to start talking about something else. But I think a better translation than anyway for this one is more like by the way, or in any case. So it's used for not only transitioning to a new topic, but also for closing the topic that you were talking about. Kind of like, all right, that's enough of that. Now let's talk about this. So by the way, or in any case, like, okay, so that's that. And now let's talk about this. And this one is less common than the other ones that I showed you, but you'll still hear it sometimes. Okay, now we're really done. That's all of the words that can mean anyway. But there's one more, because I know I'm going to get asked this, and that is ultap. Ultap does not actually mean anyway, although it can sometimes translate that way. This one doesn't have anything to do with transitioning to a different topic. This one means anyway, like either way, which is a better way to translate it. So either way, something is going to happen. Either way, something is, or perhaps eventually it's going to happen. So this one is more like either way, no matter what. Therefore, this one's completely unrelated, so don't get it confused with the other ones we talked about. And if you want, I can make a separate video about this word, but yeah, it doesn't really fit into today's lesson. And that's it. Did I miss any important words that you know? Let me know in the comments below. I always check that. Thank you for watching, and special thanks to my Patreon and channel supporters for helping to support me and this channel. And if you would also like to become one of my supporters, I'll have links in the description for how you can do that. Thanks for watching. Did I already say that? And I'll see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.